That day, I came across a very unusual dog. It had a long scar on its face and was staring at me with a fierce loneliness. The sign at the door read, "Beware of the vicious dog. Enter at your own risk." I looked up and was immediately shocked to see many of its companions gathered inside the house. I was really curious about how they ended up there. One of them ran out, glancing back at me as if to lead the way, until I came across an auntie who lived with the cats and dogs in the cages. I thought all these dogs were hers, but she said they were stray and abandoned cats and dogs. There are over 6,000 dogs here. Now they belong to Aunt Chen. Today is their big meal day. Initially wary, the dogs warmed up and cuddled. The 22-year-old dog at my feet is very attached to Aunt Chen. Aunt Chen said the oldest, Dog Fortune, is always at the door. Today happened to be the day to feed the furry kids a big meal. There were 7 or 8 big pots. I was curious about how much cat and dog food they used. A big meal weekly. Feeding dogs with Aunt Chen, they were wary but soon cuddled up. The dog is 22. I asked which dog is oldest. Aunt Chen said, always at the door. Her name is Dog Fortune, but that's her life. Her life froze at 25. Aunt Chen called her Dog Fortune.
It had already been forever frozen at 25 years old. I think if it had been just a day or two later, it definitely wouldn't have made it. The hospital said it was nothing serious and didn't even take it in. They just sent it back home, gave it some care, and used other medications. Slowly, it stopped bleeding, and when it passed, the vet called me to let me know.
When Aunt Chen called you Dog Fortune, on the day she passed, the dog beside her suddenly started barking at the statue of Dog Fortune, as if Aunt Chen's beloved Dog Fortune had really come back among the 6,000 dogs. She sold all her assets, and when I went to see where she lived, the small room only had a bed for her to sleep on, and there were even a few little dogs at her feet. For 30 years, she's been raising these furry kids, these stray cats and dogs, like a mother. They had no home. At first, they only found one amidst dust.